normally at this point in the ceremony, I tell everyone to take a nice deep breath. But breathing deeply has been outlawed in the year 2020. So just in case, I wanted to make sure of one thing. To this side of the audience, this is not a gimmick, right? This is not a key fob, no kerfuffles. No one's going to hit me with a chair, right? No one's going to fall into the wedding cake later. And the reason I'm saying that is because Chris is a huge wrestling fan. I was going to mention his friend Miggs, and I'm real comfortable that I can know that I'm not going to get hit with a chair because Miggs isn't here. Miggs is a professional wrestler who's a friend of Chris's. And to this side, my name's Jim Murphy. I'm Chris's uncle. And today I'm going to use the word universe and nature a lot. But everyone on this side knows when I'm saying universe and nature, I'm really meaning. So let us begin. Because of these times, not a lot of people can be. So you are representing everyone who is not here. And I've decided that I'm going to represent all of the uncles that are not here because that's my role. And when I was asked to do this, I was nervous because these are two scientists. And how do you talk about love? How do you talk about faith? How do you talk about convictions to scientists who need to have proof of everything? It's ridiculous. So I looked up the law of attraction. The law of attraction basically says that what you put out into the universe comes back to you. But that's kind of soft for people who are rock people. So I said, I need something harder. So I tried to look up something harder, something more sound, more proven. I went to Newton, the law of gravity. As I was reading, I fell asleep. Because I am not a scientist. But when I fell asleep, I had a dream. And the dream was very simple. It said, if you're going to talk about rocks, talk about rocks, right? Geology, geochemistry. But we all know that geochemistry really means rocks. On Halloween, remember Charlie Brown got rocks and he was sad? Chris would be happy. So when I started thinking about rocks, I was like, how can you take rocks? And then I remembered that there are 4 basic cornerstones to life that we all have. We all have the ability to dream. We have the ability to strive to fulfill those dreams. We have the ability to stumble, but persevere. And we have the ability to succeed. But if we do it by ourselves, does it really mean anything? Isn't it better when you have success together? So take those 4 cornerstones and you add somebody to them and you have 8 cornerstones, things are only going to be stronger. They're going to be better. But what do you do to unite those stones? Well, you have to search. And the search is for a gemstone. A heart stone. One that will keep you together. Now, I know, Eric, you're looking at me saying 5 corners in a building. This guy doesn't even know building. But this is what it would kind of look like. Now, I am not an artist or a scientist. That is a basic one-dimensional house. And of course, there's 2 cats in the yard. You know, life used to be so hard. And a son. So, we have to ask ourselves questions, everyone here. And now I'm going to ask Alaina and Chris a question. Do you think that you have found your gemstone?
Yes.
And are you here with the intention to be wedded?
Absolutely.
If there was a no to either of those questions, we were sunk, right?
You know who should be.
So now we're going to get to our intentions. This is where you're going to say what you intend to do with one another in front of everyone. So I ask, do you intend to build a three-dimensional home instead of this one-dimensional drawing that's filled with love, friendship, and fidelity? Yeah, that's what you Right. Now I'm losing. That's okay. So these are individual questions now, okay? So, Alaina, do you plan on being supportive of Chris in all things? And like a real crazy example would be getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch wrestling from Japan, or going to like WrestleMania for 14 hours.
Done it all,
And Chris, for you plan on being patient in all things, especially like if you want Alaina to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and she really doesn't want to, or she doesn't want to go to another 14 hours of WrestleMania.
Yes.
Very good. So, you've stated your intentions, and now I'd like you can either face your families, or you can just face one another, and state your vows.
I can go first. I promise. My love, friendship, and loyalty. And heart to heart, and hand to hand, today and forever.
And I promise, by love, friendship, and loyalty, to stand together, heart to heart, hand in hand, today and forever.
Excellent. So those vows, very simple vows, that are very ancient in the tradition of the clan. The hand representing friendship, the heart representing love, and the crown representing loyalty, fidelity. It goes back to about the 1600s. It's a great story if you ever want to read about the legend of the Claddagh. And it's about someone who created a ring that they then gave to the person who waited for them for 14 years while they had been imprisoned by pirates. So, Chris and Alaina have been wearing Claddagh rings since February 29th. The Claddagh is worn facing outward until the marriage. At the marriage, the ring is repositioned. So I'd ask you both to reposition your rings at this time. Alrighty, well, let's see, you've stated your intentions, you've spoken your promise, your vows, and you've repositioned your rings. So by the power vested in me, for Sir Tim Berners-Lee and the state of New York, I now pronounce you husband and wife. May kiss the bride. Trying to start upside down. So, I thought to end, I'd actually use a quote from a holy person. And I'm going to actually read this because I don't want to get it wrong. It kind of goes with the science. Rivers do not drink their own water. Trees do not eat their own fruit. The sun does not shine on itself, and flowers do not spread their fragrance for themselves. Living for others is a rule of nature. We are all born to help each other, no matter how difficult it is. Life is good when you are happy, but much better when people are happy because of you. Remember this, and you will always be blessed. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you Mr. and Mrs. Chris Callahan. That's the bottom line. Because Uncle Jimmy says so.